As you turn up the heat or maybe put on another blanket at the bed tonight, some people will be sleeping outside as the wind chill hits near zero. New at 10, Hunter Signs has you covered with how volunteers are racing against the falling temperatures, trying to make sure homeless people make it through the night.
For many, tonight is just another cold night. But for Beth Malio, tonight is just another night tending to those who plan to sleep through the dropping temperatures.
We're very worried about our friends who are sleeping outside right now.
It's why she and a group of volunteers with Friends of the State Street family head out to try to help.
We have wool blankets, wool socks, gloves, hand warmers, things that we can hand out to make the night a little bit easier.
So with their backpacks and wagons full, they head out to make a difference. For this man, the temperatures were too much to bear, but he couldn't hide from Malio, who made him a bag of things and even helped him try on a new jacket.
We also would love to just drag them to some shelter tonight.
Although they can only do so much for some, Malio says she is seeing fewer people staying out on the streets, instead going to shelters or in some cases finding permanent homes.
We even have one friend who moved into his permanent housing just today, so we're all celebrating that. But I'll miss stopping by and chatting with him tonight.
Proving that it's not only about the help, but also forming relationships with a population who are all too often forgotten.
They're human, and a lot of them have stories that will break your heart, and they just need a friend. I say that they've changed me.
In Madison, Hunter Signs, 27 News.
The volunteers say they'll continue their rounds every weekday throughout the winter, and they're even trained on certain things to look for, like frostbite, and they have an emergency response plan during extreme cold temperatures. If you'd like to volunteer or donate to help out, you can find that information on our website, WKOW.com.
Well, I brought you some water and some more eggs and socks.
Savon Chaum is part of a group of volunteers who check in on the homeless in Madison several times a week.
We go out on the street to just look for an individual who is outside.
For years, Friends of the State Street family volunteers have seen the homeless struggle to get to the places offering help, and they're hoping Dane County's purchase of a new building for a day resource center could turn things around for a growing population.
For our friends who are homeless, I mean, this is going to be their home, you know, a place where they can go to feel loved, to feel protected, to feel safe.
In and out during the day, we expect, up to about 100 people to come through.
County Executive Joe Parisi says despite looking at dozens of locations over the years, the Chamber building has everything they've been looking for to offer housing and mental health services and a place to clean up.
It's our hope that one day we put ourselves out of business. But for now, there are people in need, and we're going to be here to serve them as long as that need is there.
And so will volunteers like Savon Chaum.
Crossing our fingers, sending out all these positive energy that, that this will happen.
Officials say the homeless need a location near downtown on the bus line so they can get there and actually use the services. The Chamber building is just blocks away from the Capitol, and the other building the county bought is farther down East Washington. Other options considered were not even in the downtown area.
Hey, how are you? Do you need any more blankets or anything, dear?
It's another cold Wisconsin night, and Tammy Fleming is making her usual rounds.
So open up that emergency blanket and put that underneath your stuff.
After working a full day, she travels all over Madison, helping the homeless.
There's a lot of folks out staying in cars and doubled and tripled up in apartment buildings and sleeping outside with babies.
4 years ago, Tammy started Friends of the State Street family. The group of volunteers walks the streets 5 nights a week, offering survival gear to hundreds who have no place to go.
Winter gloves, new socks, underwear. We have blankets, we have sleeping bags. Sometimes we have tarps.
They also provide a free meal every Saturday at the top of State Street.
We feed between 100 and about 150 people, depending on the time of the year and the weather.
Totaling more than 21,000 meals over the past 4 years.
On this cold November night on the Capitol Square, Tammy found a mom and her 5 young kids, one of them a baby, with nowhere to go, sleeping on the streets. Tammy's group was able to find them a warm place to sleep for the night.
The thing that a lot of people don't realize is how many children there are. They get turned away from shelter, every night. We've got also quite a few terminally ill guys out here that we try to keep an eye on, and we've got a doctor who specializes in end-of-life stuff who'll come out with us and kind of monitor them.
Tammy's organization has also helped dozens of people transition into permanent housing.
To be able to love unconditionally, and I think Tammy have that love unconditionally for all people.
And she's instilling that love in her daughters, who are helping in Mom's mission to grow the outreach of the organization.
We have a plan called the Keys to Dignity, which involves helping people get lockers and bus passes. Everybody has something that they can do to make somebody's burden a little bit lighter.
God bless you.
Okay. I'll be up here Saturday if you need anything else. You call get somebody to call the helpline and give me a list, okay? I'll bring it Saturday for you. We'll replenish what got stolen, okay? All right.